Hey guys, in this video we're going to be working on open up the ribs, and we're going to be drawing out that connection between the shoulder blades, the rib cage, and the hips. So I got my jujitsu gi here. Going to use that to support my head, and we're going to lay on the side like so. One hand on top of the other, and one knee on top of the other. And to start off, let's just feel a little bit, feel our ribs. And as we breathe, we can feel the rib cage expanding. And then we breathe out, it contracts. And we can feel our shoulders on top of our ribs. So when we breathe and our rib cage move, our shoulders move along with it. Okay, so what we're going to do is just reach out like so. Slide the top hand across the bottom hand just a few inches. And when you're doing this, pay attention to if the movement is happening at the shoulder blade, like so, or at the ribs. If it's your rib cage that's rotating, or if it's your shoulder blade that's extending. So just pay attention to where that movement was occurring, and now try to just do the shoulder blade. So keep your torso in place, keep your rib cage, your spine stationary, and just make the movement at the shoulder blade. And again, do this soft, gentle, so that you can pay attention to what's going on. Okay, now instead of the shoulder blades, keep the shoulder blade still and just move the rib cage. So you're just gonna kind of twist your ribs. Okay, now let's work them both into it. And we could probably go a little further if we're doing both. Okay. Now we're just gonna open up a little bit, so basically I'm just gonna go like that. And again, pay attention to if, we can even just go like that. Pay attention to if the movement is happening at the shoulder blade or the ribs. So let's try just the shoulders, just the arm moving. Now just the ribs moving. And now we'll work both into it. And again, we can go a little further. We can move without moving our head, and then we work our head into it, and we could obviously go a little further. Okay. Now, let's go back to this guy, this position, and as we reach our arm forward, what we're going to do is also, let me scooch here. push our knee forward a little bit. So you can't really see it because of this one, but basically we're going to be knee. So we're going to be, the movement's occurring at the hip. We're just going to push that knee a little forward and back. So let's even just do that without the arms. So just push knee, back, knee, back, knee, back. Now let's do it concurrently with the arm. So arm comes forward, knee comes forward. Arm comes back, knee comes back. And let's see if we can keep our ribs in place while we're doing this. So reach the arm forward, knee forward, arm back, knees back. Without the spine moving. Now let's work the spine into it. Head still, but now we can kind of work the head into it too. So as we're twisting, let the head roll that way. Okay, now let's go the inverse. So when the hand goes forward, the knee's going to go back. And when the hand comes back, the knee's going to go forward. A little tricky. So hand forward, knee back. And this is, now when we're doing this, hand comes forward, knee goes back. Hand comes back, knee goes forward. Pay attention what your head is moving. Is your head going in the direction of your hand or your knee? Now mine goes in the direction of my hand. So when my hand goes forward, my hip goes back, my knee is going to go, or my head is going to go forward. But let's see if I can do the opposite. So hand goes back. All right. I'm going to take a rest here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So put this here, put that there. So let's start with just the shoulder blade movement. Just the rib cage moving. Now we'll do both. Keeping the head rather still, but then we'll work the head into it. Okay, now we'll do this opening this way. Just the shoulder. And we'll work the rib into it. Now work the head into it. And even open up the hip. Then we could roll all the way. Okay. Now we'll do this knee forward, knee back, knee forward, knee back, knee forward, knee back, knee forward, knee back. Then we'll do it concurrently with the arm and chest. Work the head into it too. And then we'll go the opposite way. So hand forward, knee back, knee forward, hand back. And this is kind of what we do when we're walking. When we're walking, when one leg goes back, it's actually what we would do when our knee goes forward. We're extending the hip. And then when we do that, we would twist our shoulders. So this is kind of what we do when we're walking. Now we'll do this with keeping the head rather still, and then we'll work the head into it, whichever way feels natural. For me, the natural way is to the head tracks the movement of the arm, then we'll go the opposite way. So that my head is tracking the movement of the hip, and then back to the natural way. And then we'll do this opening up again, working everything into there. Now, working on that connection between all the way from the shoulders, really the head too, down to the chest and rib cage, your back, and your hips all the way to your knees. And again, should be a little more fluid when you walk and when you move. So get up, walk around, and see how you feel. Draw attention to what's kind of woken up, and yeah,